Sir, we can't hear you, sir.
The different classification of oscillators are the electronic oscillators will be classified into some following to two categories normally, like a sinusoidal oscillator, non-sinusoidal oscillator. Like the oscillator which generates the sinusoidal waveform, that will be called as sinusoidal oscillator. The oscillator which not generating the non-sinusoidal means I can say square, we can say as a triangle, then we can say sawtooth. So these kind of waves are called as non-sinusoidal oscillators. So now the sinusoidal oscillator, when I use, the oscillator will produce output of sine waveform called sinusoid or harmonic oscillator. So such oscillators will produce a output at frequency ranges how much? From 20 hertz to 1 gigahertz. So that is why we can say there is nothing but a high frequency actually. That is high frequency. Next, non-sinusoidal if I go, the oscillator that produces output having this square, rectangular, sawtooth. That is what I said. These are we can call as non-sinusoidal, or sometimes we may call as relaxation oscillators. So this type of oscillators will provide the output at frequency range from 0 hertz to 20 megahertz. So it is, I can say, low frequency. So for low frequency, will be used non-sinusoidal. For high frequency, we'll use sinusoidal. Now let us see the operation of oscillator. Now first, now here we are going to use a positive feedback. So that results in a feedback amplifier which is having a closed loop gain. In the sense, like normally, this will be nothing but your amplifier which I giving a DC. So now this is A you consider. Now with the feedback, I'm going to connect something. Okay. So now here you can see the normally what happened. This will be your signal source. I hope you remember like Vs in the negative feedback amplifier. This is nothing but a Vi. Then this will be nothing but Vf actually. Correct. This is complete feedback amplifier. But here what happened? There is no signal. Which signal? There is no signal of this. So now what happened here? So just we have to connect like this. This is a closed loop gain. That is nothing but which is AF. The total feedback gain only we can call as AF actually. That is AF is equal to, this is positive. You remember for negative, it is nothing but how much, it is like what? A by 1 plus A beta. But for positive, what is the relation? A by 1 minus beta A. This is we studied. This is nothing but a overall gain actually. So here we said the AF must be, the condition is like this. The AF must be greater than 1. So it should be greater than 1, then only satisfies the phase conditions. It will result in operation as a oscillator circuit. So it has to compensate this. So further the oscillator circuit that provides a varying the output signal. So now if the output signal is very sinusoidally, like say example, this is what output here only. If the output signal changes sinusoidally, then that kind of oscillator will be called as sinusoidal oscillator. But if the voltages rise quickly to one voltage level and later drop to another voltage level, means quickly means is quickly, then drop like this. Then it is nothing but a pulse or a square wave oscillator also. Sometimes it may like this. So now to understand this, let us see the feedback circuit of feedback. See, this is what I said. So now here, this is a switch. This is a switch actually. Initially, the switch is open. There is a A. A is nothing but normal amplifier gain. The beta is nothing but your feedback gain actually. The beta factor is a feedback gain. See here, we connected. This is nothing but your Vi. Then this will be your V out because normally the V out will be the output of amplifier only. Then this configuration is normally which configuration actually? It is a voltage source, voltage controlled voltage source configuration. We seen 4 configurations. That configuration only. So if you are having any confusion in this figure, just you can think like this itself. See, this is will be your like this. See, the same figure only. This is the output. This is like this. See? Previously we studied like this. So this is what your switch. So this will be your A, this will be a beta. See, this both are same like this. So now VI will be this one. This is your VI, the input voltage, then the output voltage. How would be output? V naught is equal to A into VI. That is what we got. Next, that will be given to the feedback circuit. This is the feedback circuit, beta. So I can say, what is the VF now? This is VF actually, right? So VF will be beta into V naught, where the V naught is nothing but VI into A. See, that is what beta into A VI we got. So now that will be given to the switch here. See, normally the switch's input is open actually. Now, if the switch is open here, so what happened? If it is closed only, I can say something has come over here, then it will process. The switch is open, there will not be any input signal. Even there is not any input signal, what will happen? There will not be no oscillation. The oscillation will not occur. But now let us consider that the fixed voltage, like some kind of voltage will be there in the input. So that will be result as V naught VA. So you should know, even though switch is open, how I will get the output, you may think. But the thing is, normally the amplifier will produce some noise actually. So at the same time, we are connecting the DC power also. Here it's not shown, like DC power shown. So now based on this, we'll get, see, amplifier stage output. This is the feedback stage. So this is the amplifier stage output. So this will be a feedback stage output. So finally, what will happen? The feedback voltage VF is equal to beta A VI, where beta A is nothing but loop gain. Now, if the circuit of the base amplifier and the feedback network, which one? This one provides the beta A of a correct magnitude and the phase VF, because you remember this will be like a 180 phase shift. Even this also should be 180 phase shift. Then together, then output will be 360 phase shift. Then only whatever the input I'm giving like this, the same output I'll get. Because of positive feedback, the output should be in phase. Output should be in phase in the sense what happened. This will be like a 180 degree phase shift. This already is 180 degree. This also should be 180 degree phase shift. So totally 360 degree. So now what we have to do in the sense, we have to keep the beta A of a correct magnitude on the phase, then only VF can be made equal to V. This is VF, right? This one is the feedback is V. Then only we can make it proper. So we need to design properly to get non-inverting output over there. So for that only, you remember in the initially I said here, what is that? The positive feedback amplifier, your AF must be greater than 1. How can I get AF is greater than 1? Should be greater than 1. If I want to get, what I should do now, like say example here I will write AF is equal to positive feedback 1 divided by 1 minus, sorry, not 1, A by 1 minus beta A. Now you think I should get AF must be greater than 1. So how can I get greater than 1? So it's very simple. I can say if the beta A is equal to 1, what will happen? Substitute 1, A by 0, that is AF will become as infinity. So AF is infinity in the sense I can say AF is greater than 1. So it is very simple here. It has to satisfy the condition beta A is equal to 1. So it has to meet. So beta A is equal to 1. If it is met, then we can say this is nothing but a Barkhausen criterion for oscillation. It is one of the very important concepts. So we must to get beta A is equal to 1. Now sometimes you may think in reality, normally in the practically I can say there will not be no input signals needed to start the oscillators going actually. The only condition is beta A must be 1 to satisfy for self-sustained oscillator to result. So from this, as I said in the practice, the beta A is made greater than 1. But here is equal to 1 we said, right? But it must be beta A should be greater than 1 actually. Then the system is started oscillating by amplifying the noisy voltage, which is always present, because normally the noise will be present any circuit if I take. So now this is one of the very important concept that is called as Barkhausen criterion for oscillation. So we are going to design later some 2 different types of oscillators. Now here see, something in diagram we are showing here. What we are showing, like normally the resulting of waveforms, as we said, that we will get some two different types of waveforms will get. What is the two different types? One is sinusoidal, another one is non-sinusoidal. But however, the closer the value beta A is equal to 1, then more nearly sinusoidal is the waveform. Now let us see, this figure shows how the noise signal results in a buildup of steady state oscillation. Now you can see this is nothing but the steady state envelope. We can say this one, which one? This one is nothing but steady state envelope is limited by the circuit saturation. Now initially what will happen, because we are not given any input to the circuit. If you're not given any input to the circuit, what will happen? There will be a initial noise voltage will be there. So just the initially it is entered like this, right? After that, what will happen? Gradually it will start to amplify also. So now this is the non-sinusoidal oscillations, because the beta A is not equal to 1. It's not exactly 1 actually. So this is nothing but a non-sinusoidal wave due to saturation. So beta A is equal to 1 in the sense I get properly like this. So if the beta A is not exactly 1 in the sense, I can say less than 1 means it will be like this. So this is what we can say. Sometimes we may say the another way of seeing how the feedback circuit provides operation oscillator means, like that is what I said earlier, like a beta A is equal to -1. See, you have to do what you have to do here. A is equal to A by 1 plus beta A. Substitute beta A is equal to -1 or -1 at phase angle 180 degree. Then the denominator will become a 0, gain factor will become. So here that is what this, right? See, this is what this, as I said earlier, already I said. So now this is the non-sinusoidal waveform due to saturation. This is we can call like a dumped oscillation also, sometimes we may say. Now the first oscillator, the examples. Okay, the example for us, the first oscillator is RC phase shift oscillator. So here you should know the oscillator, there is an amplifier stage is there and the feedback stage is there. Normally in the feedback stage, we will have only resistors and the capacitor components only will be there. The amplifier stage actually you may have like operational amplifier or BJT, anything you may have. So now let us see RC phase. R means resistors, capacitor, phase shift oscillator. So now first let us the RC phase shift oscillator basically consists of an amplifier normally, and the feedback network consists of resistor and a capacitor arranged in a ladder fashion actually. So now hence such oscillator is called as ladder type RC phase shift oscillator. Now we will need to understand the operation of this oscillator. So now what we'll do first, we need to study about first what is RC circuit first. So normally just let us study the RC circuit here. It's a very simple RC circuit here. There's input like V1, then C is connected over there, then one resistance we connected here. Now this is a circuit diagram. This is a corresponding phasor diagram actually. Now see here the capacitor C and the resistors R both are in series in connection. So now both are in series in connection. Now this XC, normally the term XC is the capacitive reactance in ohm. So given by, this is the formula you might have studied in the physics normally. XC is a capacity reactance. So XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC, or you may study like this. XC is equal to 1 divided by omega C. This is what actually XC is equal to 1 by omega C, where omega is the angular frequency that can be written as 2 pi F. Now let us find the total impedance of the circuit. Now if you are having the R and C, this is C is nothing but actually say we have to think about it's a capacity reactance like. So now it is like normally impedance will be Z is equal to R minus J omega XC. Where here see R is the resistance minus J, the omega is nothing but what? 1 by 2 pi, sorry, omega is nothing but what is that? It is nothing but 2 pi F actually. But you have to see the XC. XC is nothing but they are having like what? See, this is XC. The total thing is we have to substitute over there. So R minus J 1 by 2 pi FC. Or this term is going like this, R minus J omega C, R minus J omega C. This can be written as like this. Then you can substitute R minus J The omega is something 2 pi f, where they like a c, sorry, it will become like this. Okay. Yes, omega by c, r minus j omega by c. Then this term will become as r minus j 1 by 2 pi fc. Now very simple here. So what you have to do? Value of input voltage applied, say VI voltage here. We applied the voltage of VI, and the current will be this. Now it's very simple. From this, I'll say we have to find out the magnitude and the phase. How we can find out the magnitude? Like from this expression, like a root of a square plus a b square, where a is nothing but r, where b is nothing but xc. So r2, that is r square plus xc square. To find the phase angle, it is nothing but phi is equal to tan inverse of b by a. Phi is equal to tan inverse of b by a. So tan inverse of b by a, in the sense, what is the b term? B is nothing but xc. A term is nothing but r. So that is why xc by r. This is what. So now from the above circuit can be seen that what we'll do here, this circuit will be like the output voltage will be drop in a resistance R. So with the help of the single RC, that is one RC circuit, will give you the phase shift of, like I can say it is simple. I will write as like a 60 degree, the phase shift actually. One single RC circuit. Normally, like it will give not 60, practically if I say it is 90 actually, but we need to give some proper resistance capacitance value, then the angle will be adjusted to 60 degree. The very important thing is why I'm saying it is this 90%. Very simple. It just you can think in this way. In the circuit, like which circuit? Like in your feedback circuit, normally the amplifier will be 180 degree phase shift. Then your feedback circuit also 180 degree phase shift. So then we must get a 360 degree. So now 180 degree in the sense, if one single RC circuit, if it is giving 90 degree in the sense, so I can add one more RC circuit, it will give 180 degree, 90 plus 90, 180. But normally what will happen? Exactly 90 degree you won't get. Like sometimes because of RC values, you may adjust it for practically, you may get a 60 degree actually will get. So now to get to 180 degree phase shift, what you have to do? So one single RC is there, like that. What you have 3 times that same single RC circuit, you have to cascade it to get a 180 degree phase shift. That is what here we've done. See here, this is the first one, this is the second, this is 2. See this one, this is 1, then this one, then this one. So totally 3 RC circuits are cascaded. That is the CR, CR, CR. So now what you will do? We have to find out the gain. That is nothing but what? VF we have to calculate. That is the RC network is used in the feedback part. In the feedback part, we have to use this circuit only. So in the oscillator, the feedback network must introduce a phase shift of 180 degree to obtain a total phase shift around a loop as 360 degree. That is what, as I said, the one RC network produces the phase shift of 60 degree, then it produces a phase shift of 180. Such 3 RC network must be continually cascade. So we will get us 180 degree phase shift will get. So now this network also sometimes called as ladder network. Now let us see all the resistance values and all the capacitance values are same. Now you have to assume like this. So make assumption. So that is a particular frequency. The each section R and C produces phase shift of 60 degree. This is 60 degree. Then this will be 60 degree. Then this will be 60 degree. Total of 180 degree. Now what we are going to do? We are going to design a RC phase shift oscillator using operational amplifier. That is what here we are going to read. RC phase shift oscillator using op-amp. How it will be? Now let us see here. RC phase shift oscillator using op-amp uses the op-amp in inverting amplifier mode. You actually know the inverting amplifier mode, the output will produce the out phase of 180 degree. I hope you remember. So now that introduce the phase shift of 180 degree between input and the output. Now the feedback network will be consist of 3 RC sections. So each producing 60 degree phase shift. So such RC phase shift oscillator using op-amp. Now the output of the amplifier, see this is the diagram here. Now this one, which one is this circuit. See, already we studied. I hope you remember that. This whole thing is nothing but it's a inverting amplifier. I hope you remember. We studied in a, this is an inverting amplifier. Then this will be which one? This one. This complete circuit is nothing but your RC network. RC network. It is a feedback network actually. So you may think how this is like a feedback network. So if you want to draw in way like you have to think. See here, this diagram here we drawn completely here actually, but instead of this we can draw that diagram even here also. See, you assume this is RC network. The same this one no, this will come over here. Then I can say this is the amplifier stage. This will be your feedback stage. That is why I said feedback network. We can see. So now what you will do? We are connected. So the output of the feedback will drive the amplifier. This one. See the input R1. I am not given any input. See the output of the feedback network is connected to the input with the inverting terminal. The output of the amplifier stage is connected to the input of the feedback network. So I can say after this, we'll say this is what, as I said, see VCC. This is nothing but your DC. Due to this is what DC will be there. Due to this one, it will oscillate. See, the input is given like this, the output we are getting like this because of inverting amplifier. But after is going enter into this, then this diagram will become as again 180 degree phase shift. Exactly we get. Now we can see separately. Let us concentrate on RC network. This is the RC network earlier we took. So R3R 3C is there. First, this will be your VI, right? Input. Then this will be your output. That is V naught, or sometimes I will call this VF actually. The output of the RC network is nothing but VF, right? Because this one I'll say. This is VF actually. This is VI. This is VI. That is VF. So now normally the output will be connected to ground randomly, right? This will be connected to ground normally. Even this also is connected. So now see we connected. From the above figure, we have to find out the transfer function. What is meant by transfer function? The transfer function is nothing but the ratio of the output to the input. That is V naught by Vi. Or I can say V naught is nothing but Vf. So Vf divided by Vi. We have to calculate. Now what you have to do to find this, so we need to apply a Kirchhoff's voltage law to the various loops. See here, we are having the loop number 1. This is the loop number 2. This is the loop number 3, closed loop. Okay. So now what you'll do, you assume as this is plus, minus, then same, plus, minus, then plus, minus in the sense, we may have like this. Plus, minus, here plus, minus actually. Here plus, minus, again here plus, minus. So first you put that, then it will be very, very easy for you to write. So now let us write first equation. Okay, you have to write the first equation. Okay, first let us write the equation. Apply KVL in the loop 1, first loop. How I'll get now? You see, from this I will take first. This I1 is there, no? First you write like this. Like what I will do, I will start from here. Okay, I will start from here, or I can write even here also. This is C. C is nothing but a capacitor reactance actually. Earlier only we studied. That is nothing but what will be I1 into R. I will write like this, but instead of this, I will write in this way. What is this? This will be written as like this: 1 by J omega C I1. I hope you remember. Next, minus, not minus, plus. Okay, plus. Just I'm going plus. Next, what I'll do? It's going to the resistor. That is like I1 R. I'll say as R. Okay, R. Here the current will be goes this plus to minus, right? I1 current, that is I1 R. then you see the same resistor having the opposite. This current is going up. Here the current is going like this, but here the current is going like this. So I1 minus I2 opposite. Okay, I1 minus I2, then minus this one input. I can have like this, Vi is equal to 0. Next, what you do, simplify this, I may get I1 1 by j omega c plus R I1 minus R I2 is equal to Vi. Now commonly you take, this is I1 you can take common, I1 you take as common, then what will happen? R plus 1 divided by j omega c, then minus I2 R is equal to Vi. This is nothing but a first equation. Now go for the second equation. Now same like this. What happened to the second equation now? First you can start from here, okay? We will start from here only like this. I2, from here you can say I2 into, first here, I2 into, sorry, R into, it will come like this, R into I2 minus I1, because that side also current is there. Next, plus 1 by j omega c I1 because of capacitance, right? Because of capacitance. Next, again, plus R into I2 minus I3, because here I2 current, but here I3 current, this side is going up for this resistor. So R into I2 minus I3 is equal to 0. Then you make simplification, we'll get this expression. Same the way for this also, third. See, you have to same like this, you have to apply. Even here also, we'll get like this. So this will be equation number 1, this is equation number 2, this is equation number 3. Now what you will do, we need to solve this equation. So like what you have to do from this expression, you have to find out. So what we'll do, arrange the terms, then replace this j omega, because as with keeping the j omega, you may feel difficulty to solve this. Replace the j omega by s and write the equation in matrix form. How will write in matrix form? This you might have studied. Just to write the matrix form. So here current VB is equal to voltage will be there. Now we return in. Now what you have to do, you have to find the quantities I1, I2 and I3. How you can find? This is one of the best method in mathematics to find the quantities, that is called as Cramer's rule. So using the Cramer's rule, you can obtain. So you need to know what is the Cramer's rule. Just simple, like I say, Cramer's rule in the sense, example, just an example I will write here. We may get idea, like one of the matrix, you consider the matrix as something called as I is equal to something having, okay, here some values are there. Then, so like, okay, so fine, okay, this only I will take, okay, D is equal to like this. Now what you have to do first, for this, you have to find out the determinant, you have to find out for D. This is this matrix only, we took as D here. See here, we took as D.